Perineals everters stretch. Start by sitting in a chair with your legs
facing a wall. Lunge forward to see if you are able to get your front knee to touch the wall without lifting the heel off the ground. The knee moves forward through the ankle joint, dorsiflexion,
and soleus stretch using the stairs. Stand with both feet on a stair. Place one foot on the edge of the stair with your heel in the air. Allow your heel to drop down as far as it can go until you feel a stretch at the calves. Foot everters peroneus stretch. Stand next to a chair or a wall and invert your foot until you feel a gentle stretch on the lateral shin. Hip adductors stretch sitting. The purpose of this exercise is to stretch the adductor muscles of the thigh. Sitting on the floor, the legs should be combined before each other, and the hips should be external rotation muscles stretch. Hip external rotation muscles stretch, also known from yoga as the pigeon pose. Start on all fours and bring one leg forward with the knee between your hands.
Seated adductors, hamstrings, and latissimus stretch. Now, one of the classic and most common stretches for the hip adductors and hamstrings combined with spinal lateral flexion. Sit on the floor with legs straight. Spread your legs as wide as possible and flex your body to the side. The muscles that are stretched are in yellow. In pink, we see the quadriceps femoris, the antagonist of the hamstrings, and the tibialis anterior. Both of them are contracted and active.
Iliopsoas stretch. A convenient way to stretch the iliopsoas is to extend the hip in a position similar to the lunge. Placing the hip on the floor makes it possible to increase the range of extension and thus obtain a more effective stretch. To deepen the stretch, you can perform posterior iliopsoas stretch in the lunge position. Start in a lunge position. Bend your rear knee and hold your foot with your hand to increase the stretch on your rectus femoris. You can use your other hand for support during the stretch.
Pulling my leg down into the ground, pulling, and then I'm releasing.
With your left leg straight out in front of you. Cross your right leg over your left with the right knee bent. Place your left elbow against the outside of your right knee. Exhale and add a gentle push with your elbow.
Hamstring and calf stretch. Lie on your back and flex your hip. Then advance to an extended knee position. Try to pull your leg backward from your toes. A belt can be used for increased tension. Hold the stretch for 10 to 30.
Engages your gluteus maximus and spinal erectors, and on the other hand stretches the rectus abdominis, anterior deltoid, and pectoralis major.
Half-standing forward bend, Ardha Uttanasana. Stand erect with legs parallel and raise your arms upward. While exhaling, bend forward from the hip joints with a straight, elongated back and knees slightly bent. Bring your hands straight in front of you and parallel to...
While standing, perform flexion through the spinal joints until the hamstrings feel stretched. Keep the knees straight. It is possible to reach a position of maximal flexion with back and knees flexed, and from there to slightly straighten the knees. The strength of the stretch, hip adductors and stretch, standing, side lunge. Stand with your feet in a wide stance. Bend on knee and hip, one leg while standing quadriceps and hip flexor stretch. In standing, flex one knee and hold it with your hand. Extend the hip by pulling the leg backward and contracting the gluteus flexor stretch. To stretch the hip flexors, stand with one leg on a chair and extend your rear leg. Lean forward to add more tension. Piriformis, gluteus maximus, and hip medial rotators stretch. The purpose of this exercise is to stretch the internal rotation muscles. Stand next to a chair. Lift the right foot on the chair, with the lateral side of the ankle resting on the chair. Now fix the knee with the hand and bring the back forward to increase the stretch. This exercise...
Hip abductors stretch. This exercise stretches the hip abductors, mainly the anterior fibers, as well as the tensor fascia latae. From a standing position, extend the hip backward and abduct it until it passes the line of the supporting leg.
And place it on the left leg. Now bend your left knee slightly. To increase stretch, you can fix the right knee with your hand and bring your back.
Warrior lunge stretch. The warrior lunge stretch is also known as the warrior pose. Benefits: stretches the hip flexors, abdominal muscles, pectoralis major and minor, shoulder extensors, and calves. Strengthens the erector spina and core muscles.
Triangle pose. The triangle pose engages every part of the body, strengthens the core, opens the hips and shoulders, and stretches the legs. Begin in a standing position, feet together, arms at your sides. Inhale deeply and extend your arms overhead. On the exhale, step 1 foot back about 3 to 4 feet and point your toes out at an angle. And by taking the head to the side opposite the one you want to stretch, which will also stretch the trapezius. You can use your hand to add a light load to the head. Flexion lat stretch. Place your arm in a flexed position while simultaneously flexing your elbow behind your head. Apply gentle overpressure with your arm. Stretch. Reach behind your back and interlace your fingers. Perform scapular protraction. Move your elbows forward and hold the position. Right hand around the left side of the body. To get the maximum benefit during the stretch, extend the thoracic spine. Triceps brachii stretch. To stretch the triceps brachii, place your shoulder in a flexed position while simultaneously flexing your elbow behind your head. Apply gentle overpressure with your opposite hand. Hold the position for 15 to 30 seconds. Flexors stretch. Sit or stand upright with your torso straight. Straighten your right arm in front of you, elbow straight, elbow extension. For overpressure, place your shoulder in a flexed position while simultaneously flexing your elbow behind your head. Apply gentle overpressure by leaning into the wall while holding your forearm down with your opposite hand. Hold the position for anterior deltoid, pectoralis, and biceps brachii stretch. Stand with your back straight and elbows straight. Join your fingers behind your back with your thumbs facing down. You would like to stretch. Extend your elbow and pronate your forearm. Then use your other hand to apply overpressure to the position to amplify the stretch.